Hi folks, it's Jim from New Hampshire Card Hunters, and we're back again with another video. This time we're going to be opening up Topps 2020 Heritage High Number Edition, and we'll be opening up one hobby box right here, as you can see, and also four hanger boxes as well. The hanger boxes have 27 cards per box, and the hobby box is 24 packs. It's 9 cards per pack, and we'll either be getting a relic or an autograph out of there. So we're excited about doing this. We've been gone a little while, but we're back now. Along with me is the First Lady of Baseball, Michelle, who's going to throw in some good information here for us along the way. And without further ado, why don't we just jump right into it? All right, so here we go. I'm going to move these out of the way here. We'll give this thing a open her up and get things rolling. Hope everybody's having a good night tonight. It's the 11th of November, Veterans Day. I hope if you know any veterans out there that you've stopped by and thanked them for their service, because God knows we wouldn't be living in this free country if it wasn't for our veterans, you know, in World War II, along with the Korean War and so on.
Yep. If you are a vet, thank you very much for your service.
Of course, and just so everybody knows, I mean, I've got, and I think I've mentioned this before on the channel. I had 3 family members who served in World War II. My grandfather and my uncle were both in the Navy, and they were involved in the battles of North Africa, the invasion of North Africa, along with the invasion of Sicily. My grandfather was a Purple Heart recipient. He was torpedoed during the onslaught in Sicily, and he might not be here today if it wasn't for one of his crewmates who dove in to save him. Thank God, and was the reason why he made it back from the war. I mean. But as anybody knows who has ever watched one of the war movies, for instance, Saving Private Ryan, we all know how brutal and unforgiving and terrible and horrible the wars are, especially World War II, where so many innocent men, as well as countrymen who fought in the war, were killed. So just wanted to give a shout out to all the current veterans, all the former veterans, or current military who are serving in the military, as well as the veterans who have served, whether it be in wartime or not. We deeply appreciate your service and your efforts.
Absolutely.
So yeah, and my other uncle, Uncle Ernest, he was over in the Pacific campaign. Over in Bataan and those areas, and as anybody knows, when you were fighting the Japanese, it was basically stuck in the mud, in the trenches. I mean, they were a fighting force, the Japanese were, and it took a very, very long time to go from island to island hopping, to actually get to Japan and end the war. So yeah, but anyway, like I said before, and I think the First Lady shares my sentiments here. We appreciate and honor all of those who either currently living or deceased, with our best wishes, and with that, we'll get going here. All right. So we got, as I said before, 24 packs. 9 cards per pack. We will be looking for one relic or autograph, and hopefully our luck's been pretty good, huh, Michelle, lately?
Yeah,
we've been pulling them out.
We defy the odds.
Yeah,
We have
as you
no
can
idea
see.
why, but we do.
You know, as we get into this first pack here, you're going to notice that this is the 71 design. And as many of you know that have been following the channel, I was opening up cards in 1971, so I can give you a pretty good idea of the likeness and the accuracy of the set. And I can tell you that it's pretty good. It's pretty dead on. There may be a couple of things that I might notice during the opening here. I haven't really done a lot of openings, so we'll see. So we get start off with Kipnis and Matt Strom, Joey Wendell, Tyler Mahle. And here we go. We got the World Series highlights. Patrick Wisdom, Danny Mendick, Austin Dean, and Cantamaria. One thing I wanted to just point out, and I will go there right now, is just a little rundown on this particular set. As you know, as we already talked about before, there's going to be the one autograph, a relic. But there are a number of variations in here as well, and as well as superfractors, things like that. So there are, there's the missing names. There's all kinds of different inserts, such as nicknames. There's white border. There's flip stocks, and so on, as well as there's also gold bordered as well. Those are numbered to 5, so that would be a nice hit. And the design of this is pretty good, along with some of the inserts, award winners, combo cards, now and then, rookie performers, etc. We also have as you just saw in that first pack, the 1971 highlights, World Series highlights, the Let's Play 2 in honor of Ernie Banks. So that's kind of nice. I like that in this high number series. And the big rookie we'll be looking for here is Luis Robert. And we'll see what kind of an autograph, if we get one, that we pull out of here. But we also have a chance at some of the World Series champions autographs too, from the Pirates of '71, and the relics are nice. I mean, they're a nice design. I like the multicolored, in some cases the multicolored jerseys and different relics that they might throw in there. There's also the duels. There's the cut signatures. So there's all kinds of good stuff, and the only question is how much of it will we pull. As I said before, the main rookie that we're looking for here is Luis Robert, and as we did the Series 2 tops in our last video, we were lucky enough to pull a nice Luis Robert rookie, and as well as an autograph. So if you haven't seen that video, go back, take a look. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, we did all right in that break. All right, pack number 2. Here we go. Now, I'll go through this pack first. Second pack: Corey Dickerson, Ben Zobrist, Jonathan Scope, Emilio Pagan, and there's the award winners. Nice looking cards, huh, Michelle?
Yeah.
Not bad. I like the design. Excuse me. Emmanuel Clase, the rookie. There's one of the other big rookies, and unfortunately for Emmanuel Clase, he ran into a little bit of trouble in the playoffs. Just a little bit.
Just a bit.
Just a bit with the Yankees. I mean, I've never seen a guy that's been so good over a year just have that bad of luck. I mean,
Yeah.
he really is a lockdown closer, but it was too bad that he just couldn't get it done. Michael Kopech.
Hey,
Now,
the Red
now,
Sox could
now
take
with
him.
now with the Dodgers, right? I mean, Peter Fairbanks and Garrett Hampson.
Just a shout out to the Dodgers. Thank you very much. Shohei and Decoy have been big hits ever since. And, as a Red Sox fan, you got to love anyone who's going to beat the Yankees. So shout out to Mookie, the former Red Sox, and Kike, and yeah.
Well, listen, There's nothing that warms the cockles of my heart more than to see the Yankees lose. I mean, as Michelle said, we're diehard Red Sox fans here, and you know, the rivalry is alive and well. I can assure you of that. And unfortunately, for the Yankees, they just came up short. But listen, if you have to blame it on somebody, I blame it on Aaron Judge. Right? I mean, he opened that inning up.
Holy cow!
He wasn't the only one.
Well, Garrett Cole not covering first.
What was he thinking?
Who knows?
What was he thinking?
Who knows?
He's like, oh, you take it. No, you take it. No, well, I guess no one's going to take it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. As a veteran pitcher, a Cy Young Award winner, he should know to get over to first base and cover that bag. End of story. Right.
Happy to see you didn't.
Right.
But, you know.
and then the Volpe era in
God.
between those
well, Chaz, he didn't even look like he knew how to play baseball in that play.
He didn't
he was
even
trying to make a tag.
Right.
Like,
he should have acted like a first baseman, right?
Just
at third and just stretched out to make the play, but he didn't. He got caught in between.
Which made him look really uncoordinated.
And
he just did.
And then once those three things happened, then that just opened up the floodgates for like Freddie Freeman and then Teoscar
The chum
Hernandez.
was in the water.
Right.
The chum was in the water.
You don't give a team like the Dodgers, right? I mean, all these extra chances because they are going to hurt you, and they certainly did. And by the way, how about Freddie Freeman in that series, huh? Look at folks
all year long when he was there.
Right, but look at what the man went through. Look at what the man went through. And I can assure you, I mean, with his kid, with the injuries, and he shows up, he hits 4 home runs in the first 4 games of the World Series. I mean, come on. I mean, and then he got a big double, and in the 5th game. I mean, amazing.
Yep. And class act.
Oh yeah. Look,
act.
he is a wonderful guy. He's a good guy, and I can't imagine anybody not liking Freddie Freeman.
No.
You might not like the team he plays for, but as a player, the way he plays the game, the way he goes after it, the gold glove first baseman defense, right? Those things matter. And when you have guys that are character builders like Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Teoscar Hernandez, you go right down the line. Even Walker Buehler, when he came in to lock it down, a man had been hurt for the best part of 2 years, and he came in and got it done. I mean, there's a lot of good guys. I mean, do I like everybody on that team? I don't know, probably not, but there aren't too many that I don't like. So, as opposed to the Yankees where, I don't really care for Stanton too much. I don't really care for, Torres. I mean, I like Judge. Seems like a class guy, Anyway, next pack
We
number 3.
digress.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we digress. Felix Hernandez, Homer Bailey, Jalen Davis, Robinson, Chirinos, Tyler O'Neill, Chad Green. That's an odd looking. It almost looks like it's Photoshopped, doesn't it? A little bit.
It does look
it's
weird.
weird looking. Michael Taylor, Carlos Gonzalez, and Dustin Garneau.
Yeah, I wonder where Tyler O'Neill will
Well,
end up.
Yeah, now that free agency there hasn't been many signings though, just a couple.
Not much
A
going
trade really, more than anything. Canning got traded to let's try the other side here. Canning got traded to Atlanta in the Soler deal. There we go. We got it. Holy cow, that was a tough one. Whoa. Yeah. So, and then the only other deal was I think the Angels picked up Kyle Hendricks for 1 year or 2 years. Jimmy Cordero, Yandy Diaz is a good guy. He's a batting champ. Aaron Bummer. Hey, well, okay. Cody Bellinger. We got our there's our hit, folks. Cody Bellinger. We got a clubhouse game used memorabilia card, and he had a good decent season. Not not outstanding, but certainly not MVP rated. But he had a good season. I'll put that one in a sleeve here in a second. Robbie Grossman, Tommy Malone, Kevin Ginkel, and DJ Stewart. Let's get that one in a holder here. Oversized holder. Put that in there. Well, I mean, I didn't expect it so early, but guess
Wow.
what? Here it is, right? So yeah, so it's not bad. I do like the design of these memorabilia cards though. They really are quite nice. Let's put that over there. All right, moving on. Here we go. So yeah, I meant to mention when we started that we also have our regular segment here as well, which is on the docket, and we're going to be in the next 2 or 3 videos here. We're going to be talking about the hobby in general, and we're going to be talking about tops, and we're going to be talking about the breakers and their impact. All 3 of those as well. You know, the impact on the hobby right now, the impact on tops fanatics as a hobby, almost a hobby monopoly, and we're going to talk about the breakers. So we'll be starting with the hobby in general today, in the middle segment. So I think you're going to like that because it'll have some good information in there and some thought process that we really put our heads together on this. So Miguel Andujar, Tyler Clippard, Adrian Hauser, Jacoby Jones, Kevin Gossman, had a good season. Freddie Galvis, Lamont Wade Jr. for the Twins, now with the Giants. Kwon Hung Kim. And there's Luis Robert. There's our rookie
There he
right
is.
there. There's the guy. Let's put him in a sleeve.
There's
Let's
the
get him
big
going.
boy.
There's the big gun right there. And we know he didn't have a great season, but guess what? He didn't have anybody around him. And I think if you talk to anybody who's played a lot of baseball, and I certainly have, in the MSBL leagues and the Twilight leagues and the Sunset leagues, I can tell you that if you don't have a lot of talent around you, you're not going to see a lot to hit. That's just the way it is. And you can be a 400 hitter, but guess what? If you got a 200 hitter behind you, you're not going to see.
nothing
You're not
to
going to
hit.
see a whole lot there. Yeah, they'd rather just walk
Yep.
you than
Yep.
than pitch to you. Jeff Hoffman, Edwin Rios, Scott Heidemann, Corey Kluber. Wow, a
We
double
got a
hit!
second one. Huh?
Look at that, a
We-
bonus hit.
We
A
defy the
bonus
odds
hit.
yet again.
Could this be a loaded box? I don't know.
Dansby
What do you
Swans.
think? Huh? What do you think? Is this gonna be a
It's
loaded
already
box?
it's already a loaded box.
It really is a loaded box.
And it's not even like
Wow. Two.
Dansby Swanson is a decent player.
It sure is.
Jeez.
Manuel Margot, Shogo Akiyama. And wow, they're breaking out the Japanese names on me, folks. Han Jin Ryu. Wow,
Well, kind of
two.
a nod to that game they played in out in California, right? Where the Japanese internment camp was,
Right.
and they had brought back a game of baseball there. So maybe that's why.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe that's why.
Could be.
I don't know, but
Wow.
2 relics.
2 relics. Holy cow. I mean,
Supposed to have 1.
we're only like
What,
1/3 of the
3,
way
4
through the
packs?
box here,
Yeah.
folks. Just 1/3 of the way. Who knows? Maybe there's more in here. I mean, I think we'd be pushing our luck, but hey, I'm not gonna doubt it, right?
Nope.
2 relics. Holy cow. All right. Austin Voth, next pack. Jason Castro, Matt Joyce, Matt Whistler, Rick Porcello, Cy Young Award winner.
Bulldog.
Cy Young Award.
Bulldog.
You're right. So Cy Young Award winner. He was great for the Red Sox. 20-game winner. Drew Steckenrider. Domingo Santana. Tim Lacosto. Speed Merchant. Norma Maraza. All right. So, yeah, wow. 2 relics. Holy cow. I wasn't expecting that second one, ladies and gentlemen, but guess what? It
It's a
happened.
nice surprise.
It happened. We'll take it. We never turn down extra hits.
No.
We never turn. And like I said, I've been saying this for a little while in some of these videos. Look at that car got nicked up right there. Look at that. See that right there? Look at that.
That's
folks.
weird. How'd that get dinged?
I don't know. It happens. It's in a hobby box. It's ridiculous. Wilmer Flores. Yeah, I've been saying it though. I mean, you see guys like, some of these guys like Jabs, a striker, or up north collectors. They always seem to be opening a box and they get 2 hits, 3 hits, whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, where's ours, right? Where's ours? Where do we play in this? Lane Thomas, Robert Duggar, Zach Davies. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a
That's
nice one.
nice. Let's play to
Yeah.
Ernie Banks. Look at that. Nice. Very, very nice. Let's turn this one over for a second, see what it says. He wins his second National League Most Valuable Player Award. Wow. And just goes on to tell him 1959. Wow, nice. 143 RBIs. Yeah, that's amazing. 143 RBIs. 12 errors with the fewest ever for a shortstop in a full season. Pretty damn good, if you ask me. They only increased his salary to $60,000 though.
Jeez.
What do you think?
Wow.
What do you think a guy like that would
Nowadays,
be
what
getting
would you
paid?
get? Phew.
40 million.
God.
Dallas Keuchel, John Birdie, Cameron Maybin. I love this design. I always have. Maikel Franco, and it's not because I was around in 1971. I just like the design. I do. I always have. I remember opening up these packs, and for those of you that aren't familiar with the 71 set, don't collect it, don't collect any vintage, I will tell you that in 1971, when they started issuing this set, they issued it in series, okay? And it was a fairly large set. I believe 7 series. I'd have to go back and look, but I'm sure because it's in the 700s, so I'm assuming seven series, and the series would go 0 to 132, and then 133 to 264, 265 to 396, and so on, 397 to 528, right? And then you just go through. So it must have been what, 6 series, 529 to 660, 661 to 7. Yeah, maybe 6 series, 6 or 7, because it went all the way up to 770
So
something.
probably 6 series.
Yeah, 6 series, but they would release the first series in March or April of that year. And then about every month or so, they would release another series. And so you'd go around to all these. Now, remember, in 1971, there were no Walmarts. There were no Targets. All there was corner markets, right?
Yeah.
So you would have to go from corner market to corner market. And we'd always go there as kids. We'd always go there as kids, and we'd say, okay, now let's go buy a pack for I think they were 15 cents in 1971. I'm pretty sure 15 cents, 10 or 15. And so we would go in there and we'd buy one pack to see if it was the new series, because we had so much of the series 1, let's say, that we already had series 1 put together, and we'd want to see before we bought any more, is this series 2? And you would go around from store to store to store to store, right? And then finally you'd find somebody that actually had Series 2. So that's the store that you would hit for a while all the other stuff sat in the at these other convenience stores, right? These other little corner stores. I mean, I'm sure if you're of our age or even in your 50s, you'll know what I'm talking about with Ray's Market or
Yeah, the 5 and dimes.
yeah, DeSico's
penny
Market,
candy
right?
and all this.
Yeah, all that
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, so they would bring these series out every month, and by the time you got to the high series, of course, people had moved on to football, because Topps at that time, and I don't know if a lot of you realize this, Topps had all 4 sports. They had baseball, football, hockey, and basketball. So they had a monopoly on the sports card market. So by the time you'd get to September, let's say, people are moving on to football, or October, so no one's looking for cards. And that's why in 1971, the high series cards are way more valuable than some of the, and obviously the stars like Pete Rose, Hank Aaron, McCovey, Mays, and so on, Jackson, they're all high dollar cards too. But a lot of the short print, high number 71s, from the high 600s up through the 700s, have a lot of value too. Cody Stashak. Doesn't ring a bell with me. Johan Camargo. Pedro Strop. Who's a fireballer. Ryan Cordell. And award winners. Steven Strasburg. Boy, he had he had a tough career. Came up with all that promise and just never lived up to it. Tom Eshelman, Jose Martinez, Jeff Mathis, Yasiel Puig. All right, moving
Well,
on.
he did at the beginning, but then injuries just,
Sure.
you
Sure.
know,
Well, yeah, just the arm injuries. You know, the
cut it short.
ulnar nerve and, you know, Tommy John and you name it.
He had several.
He did have several. I give the man credit. He kept battling back. All right, next pack. Here we go into the second bunch here. Second stack. Chris Stavinsky, Chris Davis,
Good player.
Josh Harrison, Kian Wong, Luis Arias, Andrew Kastner, Tommy Canley. He was a goat too. He didn't do much. He gave up what in that game 5, walked 2 or 3 guys, opened up the floodgates. Randy Dobnak, excuse me, and Julio Teran. All right, next pack. Rolling along here.
They must have used extra adhesive on these packs.
I don't,
'Cause they,
I don't know. From year to year, you never know, right? You just don't know. Yeah, look at these. See this edge right here? See on that back card too. Look at it. There's another one right there. I think the last 3 have been like that. And I'm being careful opening them. Jack Mayfield, Ronnie Rodriguez, Jose Iglesias, Yoshi Tsusogo. Rookie performers, Kyle Lewis, and he's another bust, right? He's the guy. He's came up, had a great rookie season. After that, not so much. Shun Yamaguchi, Brian Dozier, Luis Sessa, and Austin Pruitt. All right, so boy, we've done okay. I mean, 2 relics. I mean, yeah, it's not an autograph, but you know what? Two good names in there, I think, huh?
yeah, we may get an autograph too.
Some-
I mean, who knows? Maybe
don't
we'll
know.
get that 3rd hit. Yeah, those dings on the corners, that's not from
See,
you
look at-
open them.
No, look
No.
look at how careful I was opening that up.
Right. That's
There's
not
another
from
one.
you opening them.
I'm not liking it. I can
They're
tell you that.
being they're being dinged off in the machine or something.
I'm not liking it. Alex Wood, Carl Edwards Jr., Hernan Perez, Martin Maldonado, Nestor Cortez, Frankie Montas, Todd Frazier, Willie Castro, Wade Miley.
Oh, I'd love to see Nestor Cortez with that little smirk.
After,
Oh,
yeah, and then Freddie hitting that
yeah.
big banger off him, huh?
Never loved Freddie more.
Come on. Yeah, they're all that edge on there, on all those. And that first card.
Yeah.
Jimmy Nelson. There, this card stock is thicker too, you know, than some of the other ones.
You can tell.
Yeah. Brad Wick. Jamer Candelario. He's done okay. Anthony Rendon. Rookie performers. Kyung Han Kim. Robel Garcia. Josh Donaldson. He's a former MVP right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Tell you.
Tim Lopes. Garrett Cole.
The goat.
One of them. Boy. I mean, Judge opened up the floodgate, so it was too bad. Not really, but yeah, for him it was.
Just listening to the announcers though, singing his praises and which I mean he's a good player. Don't get me wrong, folks.
Sure he is.
I acknowledge the guy's got talent. He's an anomaly. He really is. But to hear the MVP chants, when he hits his first homer, and then later it was like dead silent when he made the error.
And by the way, he only hit like 180 in the series too.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Bruce
MVP.
Yeah.
Hitting 180.
Yeah, he hit 180, hit one
Yeah.
home run in that series. And they kept saying, well, he's getting closer. He's getting closer.
He's gonna break out.
He's getting ready to go. Here we go. He's
And time ran out.
well, he just never really,
Nope.
Bruce Gratterall, Justin Smoke, Kyle Hashagawa, Higashioka, excuse me. There's another guy I'm trying to think of. Kyle Higashioka, right. Edwin Encarnacion, Marcelo Osuna, Brock Holt, the Brock
The
Star,
Brock Star.
Jonas Cespedes, Dana Hudson, and Josh Fegley. All right, we're getting down there. 2 more packs in this middle section here of the box. Man, that was a nice, like I said, a nice bonus hit though. We'll take it. See what else we got in here. Jeez, these packs are really hard. There we go. All right. They're coming out hard, ladies and gentlemen. They're coming out hard. They're fighting me all the way.
I wonder if it's the thicker cardstock that's messing up the machine too when they were kicking it out or something. You know what I mean?
Could have been.
Maybe that's why they're
Yep.
getting all dinged up.
Yeah, and the thing is, with these black borders, they
Oh,
show
it's
up
so
quick.
easy to see it.
You breathe on it
Yeah.
wrong. Kyle Gibson, Jarrell Cotton, Dylan Patantis, C.J. Cron, Tyrone Taylor, Greg Bird, Sebi Savala, Sean Armstrong, and Brandon Drury. So, a little bit of an uninspiring pack there. See what else we got in here. That's the thing about jeez. That's the thing about Heritage, you know. I mean, they're not like, it isn't like Topps Series 1 or Series 2 or Update where, you know, you never know where there's going to be, you know, a numbered card in there. Generally speaking, there aren't a lot of numbered cards in Heritage. So, you know, other than like a Chrome or a Mini or something like that, you know, not going to be a lot of opportunities for numbered cards. But, hey, we'll play it out. Cole Calhoun, Blake Trinan. He had a good series. Howie Kendrick, Kevin Kramer. And now and then, Jordan Alvarez. First of many. Keenan Middleton, Jake Bowers, Ryan Hopper, and Luis Guimore. I think I'm saying that wrong. But it'll come to me. All right, next pack. We're in the third stack. Here we go. David Price. Steven Strasburg. Brian O'Grady. Danny Duffy. Now and then, Malik Smith. Motorcycle. Austin Allen. Carter Kieboom. Jesus Tinoco. And Roman Quinn. Kierboom. Another guy that, you know, had some talent, but he really hasn't made it to the next couple levels yet. He came up with what, the Senators, right? Our Nationals Senators. Yeah, going back a few years now.
Yeah, you're showing your age.
Right. Next pack, Sheldon Noose, Jake Fraley, Nick Castellanos, Tyrone Taylor, Homer Twins, Nelson Cruz, Miguel Sano, Carlos Rodon, Tony Kemp, Mitch Moreland. He was a good player for us in that World Series.
Yeah.
Played a good first base. Had a few big hits. Brandon Kinsler.
Good clubhouse guy.
He was a good clubhouse guy. What did we get him from? The
He-
Angels? I'm trying to remember.
I want to say the Rangers, but
Rangers,
Yeah.
right. Rangers. Yeah. Yeah,
wow, I remembered.
I know.
It's not my forte, but I liked Mitch.
All right, next pack here. What are we going to get in
Good
this
addition.
one? Sure. Adolis Garcia, Travis Darno, Cole Hamels, Alec Mills. Hey, there's a white border. That's nice.
Yeah,
Garrett,
that's a variation.
yeah, Garrett Hampson. Yep. Depending on who you get, sure. We'll sleeve that up. Seth Mahias Breen, Hunter Pence, Ryan McBroom, Jose Rodriguez. You know, that's the other thing, and I know we talked about this you know, in one of the other videos. But the way that these guys sign their names it really is quite sad. You know, because I think you should take pride in your, you know, take pride in your the way you sign your name and the way you know, sign anything. I mean, that's the one thing that you're going to be remembered for, really. I mean, as far as like when they look at your cards or they look at an autograph that you signed.
They really need to know that that was you.
Well, I mean,
not a scribble, you know.
Again, if you took let's say that you took a piece of paper and you had, I don't know, you took you know, 6 major leaguers or 10 major leaguers, and you all had them sign their name, and they all signed it kind of like this, right?
Yeah, who is who?
Yeah, I mean, could you tell me, folks? Could you tell me if that's Alex Avila? Could you really tell me that if I show this to you? Or how about this guy, Omar Narvaez? Look at that. Look at that. I mean,
it's just a scribble.
Yeah, and I mean, here's another one, Zach Wheeler, right? I mean, you couldn't tell me who these people are if I put these all on a piece of paper and had them all sign them
without a picture.
You wouldn't be able to tell me. Probably, I wouldn't be able to tell one out of them.
No.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I've got a softball from when some former legends from the Red Sox came and played in a. Rico was there, and you know, a bunch of, and they signed the softball. I can barely tell whose signature is who's on that softball.
It's ridiculous. You know, so I would say to any major leaguers out there who might come across this video, how about you take, you know, just a little bit of time here and really work on your signature so it's very legible, because there aren't too many major leaguers today that, you know, Jackie Bradley was one of them. He changed his signature. Torrey Hunter was another guy, but a lot of these guys you couldn't tell if it's, you know, Bozo the Clown or, you know, or Joe Smith or Joe Blow, right? I mean, half of these guys, they just scribble something down, and it's, you know, when you just go from autograph to autograph here, even though these are facsimiles, these are the way that these guys sign their name. Okay, so I mean, it is what it is. Now and then, Aaron Hicks, Miles Straw, Delano DeShields, Brad Miller. Not much there.
I remember that conversation.
Except for the whiteboarder. That was good.
Harmon Killebrew was talking about that and how, you know, I mean, his signature is straight as an arrow. I mean, you could give him unlined paper. He'd write his name. You slip lined paper underneath, and it would be perfect.
Yep.
It was just amazing. And he was the one, wasn't he the one that talked to Torrey Hunter about signing your name?
Yep.
Sign it. Make sure they know that that's you.
And
take some pride.
And Torrey Hunter,
you know?
right, Torrey Hunter was, after his death, he said that, after Harmon's death, he said that that Harmon Killebrew was directly responsible for Torrey Hunter changing the way he signed his autograph so it would be a very legible autograph, and he said that Killebrew was solely responsible for him changing the way he wrote his name. Yep. Mookie Betts.
Is the Mookster.
Didi Gregorius. Rich Hill. There he goes. Rich Hill. He pitched for the Red Sox, what, 43 or 44, right, this year?
Something like that.
Yeah, didn't pitch all that long, but he pitched.
No, a couple.
Junior Guerrera. Rookie performers. Shun Yamaguchi. We've seen a lot of Shun Yamaguchi. Eric Thames, or Timms. Steven Sousa. Tanner Rourke. Cy Snead.
Has Mookie's really been with the Dodgers for 4 years?
Yeah.
5 years? Wow. Ironically, the Red Sox haven't done well since Mookie left.
And again, they're not going to do well. They're going to have I saw a little blurb that they said they were going full throttle. I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
Full throttle. They got rid of everybody but the person they should have.
Right.
That coaching staff. I mean, come on now.
Well, they fired the first base coach. They fired the bench coach. They fired the pitching, not the pitching coach, the bullpen coach.
Mm-hmm.
they buy
The
it.
assistant
The,
batting coach,
the strength coach,
the strength and conditioning coach,
right,
one of the trainers.
right, they
Well, I'm
fight all
like,
those,
seriously, AC, bye bye.
right, and then the year before that, they got rid of the third base coach, the
Yeah.
general manager, the bench coach again.
Who's left, folks?
Who's the only guy left that's been the problem here?
Who's left?
Yeah, Michael Walker.
Waka waka.
Walker. He just signed a 2-year deal with the Royals, I believe. Again, stay with there. Tyler Beatty, Kevin Pillar. Yeah, Kevin Pillar. Francisco Cervelli, Lance McCullers Jr., Eric Sogard, Rangel Roballo, Tommy Hunter, Brian Goodwin. All right, 2 more packs, and then we'll go into the middle segment. Oh no, we got this little bad boy right here. Baseball's greatest moments. You know, I can tell you a little bit about the greatest moments. There is a great 71 greatest moments set. Now, you know what? I'm gonna do these 2 packs first.
Yeah.
Daniel Descalo, Luis Torrens, Chad Wallach, Trey Wingenter, 71 World Series. That looks like Steve Blass to me. Is that Steve Blass? We'll see. It is, yes, Steve Blass. Steve Blass, Blass. Yohander Mendez, Sergio Romo, Luis Rengifo, Jake Diekman. But yeah, I think you'll find the 71 greatest moments story pretty interesting too. It won't take long to tell. There's been a lot of, over the years, there's been a lot of interest in that set because it's a very short printed set. And it was a test set by Topps. Final pack before we get into the greatest moments. Kevin Herrera, Gervis Solate, Yang Gervis Solate. Yeah, wow. That's a mouthful. Jake Marisnik, Kyle Farmer, award winners, Rocco Baldelli, manager. Must have got manager of the year, right? David Bednar, Franchi Condero, Garrett Stubbs, and Jonathan Lucroy. All right, let's do this. Let's do this one here. See what we're going to get. You know, there's autographs in here. Might be an autograph. Who knows? I can get it open. There we go. Yeah, okay, it's the back. Good. Maybe we'll see something. Gotta be careful with these. They're so. See what we got here. Who is it? Who could it be? Boom. Anthony Rendon. Well, not the biggest name, but these 71s right here. Let me center that out for you folks. Sorry. These 71s right here, the 71 greatest moments, were a short printed series, and they came out early in the year. They were based in New York, as though I recall, and there was a distributor that put those out there, and there's a lot of questions about them because they weren't really sure. There's not a lot of pack wrappers around to really tell you much about the actual cards themselves, how many cards are in the pack and so on. But yeah, there were only a short amount of those printed, and they were only printed in the New York area, like New York City and the surrounding areas. And that's why when you go out there on eBay and you look around and you see every once in a while, you see one of these, let's say 1971 greatest moments graded. There aren't a ton of examples out there. And another problem that happened in the packs was a lot of the cards, the way they were packaged, came out damaged. Kind of like that packaging right there. I think they came like, if I had to guess, I'd say like probably like 4 or 5 to a pack, something like that. And there aren't a lot of high-end examples. A lot of them are like 5s, 6s, 4s. If you get a really nice one, it's a 7 or an 8. I would say there are very few 9s. I'd have to go out and look on the PSA site to see how many population report, how many there are out there. But there aren't that many. And I've owned a lot of them. I've bought and sold a bunch of them. I know Nate Colbert's in there, Rico's in there. There's a lot of the stars are in there as well. It's not a big set. I think I want to say it's something like I don't know, 40 cards or something like that. It might be more, but I'm going on memory here. I haven't really looked at it. I'll have to research that a little bit more. But yeah, so you won't find if then they look exactly like this, and on the back they have a similar story. I don't think the back is orange though. I don't believe. I think the back is green or like the 71 greenbacks here. If you look at these greenbacks right here, I think the 71s, the original 71 greatest moments are, I think they're green. But don't hold me to that. All right, so that concludes the first part of the break, and we still have 4 more hanger boxes to go. But now we're going to talk about the hobby a little bit. And
I don't personally know that much about the hobby because I really wasn't into the hobby until I met my husband. And I'm really not still in the hobby, but I'm a bystander, I guess, to the hobby.
well, you know enough about it to talk effectively and depending on
I can give an opinion
the
but
subject, right? Of course. And what we want to talk about here is in the hobby itself is the way the hobby is starting to spin out of control. Okay, as many of you know, if you're a collector these days and you're collecting modern baseball, we know that Fanatics has the rights to all of the Topps products, right? So when we look at where Topps is in 2024, we can see that there is a clear and distinct pattern here that the prices on all of the products are going up very, very sharply. And the quantity and the quality of the product is going down. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is that when you look at, let's say, a 2020 Topps Series 2 product, let's talk about a hobby box, for instance. There were more cards in those boxes. Oh, just look at the Heritage box here, right? There were 24 packs, 9 cards per pack. If you look at Heritage today, I believe it's 20 packs now, and so that you've already lost four packs there. Now in Heritage, the drop off hasn't been as nearly as severe as it has been in jumbos, as in Bowman, the Bowman jumbos, the Bowman hobbies, and so on. The Chrome products, those used to be really affordable. And to give you some examples of what's really going on here, we need to really talk about. I'll use 3 or 4 examples that I just off the top of my head I did a little research on, and the most recent one here is the Topps Update 2024, and I can tell you that if you want a jumbo box of this, get ready to pay $300 a box, right? It's unbelievable. Now, you could go out and buy older stuff, older Topps releases, whether it be 2020 or 2019 or 18 or any of those earlier ones, even like 2021, 2022, right? 2023, you can buy jumbos at a very reasonable price, depending if you're willing to wait and to be patient. But when you're talking about $300 for a jumbo box, you're talking about $145 for one hit in a hobby box, either a relic or an autograph. And Then you're talking about hangers that are out of control right now too. When they first came out, there's a real shortage, and there still wasn't a lot of them out there. You don't see them at Walmart, you don't see them at Target, you don't see them in any of these other stores other than GameStop. I don't know why. I don't know if Tops is intentionally holding back on these, but it's causing this real demand crunch for these products. And I was on eBay today and I looked around and it was like $22 a hanger box. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a hanger box should cost you $14. And I think even at that price, they're pushing it. Okay? Consider what you get out of a hanger box. When we look at a hanger box and you get, let's say you get two when you get the yellows out of there, two yellows, they're not numbered. You might get a numbered card, you might get two numbered cards, you might get a gold, you might get a blue or an orange or something like that. But really when it comes down to brass tacks, are you really getting your money's worth here? And I would say from my vantage point, I would say no, you're not getting your money's worth here. The relics, although they are more frequent in the update, they weren't as frequent in like Series 2 or Series 1. And the chances of pulling autographs out of a case of hanger boxes, if you were to purchase a case of hanger boxes, is probably maybe one per case. And most of the time, I'm sorry to say, it's going to be a regular Joe that, it might be a $10 autograph. And that's just one example. I'll give you some others. I mean, let's look at Topps Chrome, right? $4.50 for a jumbo box. $4.50. Go out there and look. I mean, I encourage anybody to go out there and look or do any research. Hobby boxes, $2.65. Mega boxes, $65. And that's the 2024 versions of these products. And then you got let's say Chrome basketball, right? Now this is an unlicensed product. Okay, doesn't have the team logos, anything like that. It's unbranded by Topps. This Topps Chrome basketball, $400 a box, hobby box. $50 a pack.
That's
Right.
that's absolutely absurd. I mean, that's a car payment. In this economy, that's a car payment. How are you supposed to have a hobby that takes up that much money?
Right.
That's not a hobby anymore. That's whew.
Well, I would
sad.
right. I would say that to the run-of-the-mill hobbyist out there, of the examples that I just gave you, the Topps update, the
Ridiculous.
Topps Chrome, and then the Topps Chrome basketball. There are some general reasonings for this. Now, I don't know how much that you guys know about Fanatics and their current financial situation, but we know they're in trouble, okay? Because they've been downgraded 4 times, and I shouldn't say downgraded. They've been negative rated. Their bond rating, their company rating has dropped by 4 different companies that have researched them. And what I see in a lot of companies out there is when you start to have this death spiral, what happens is first you see the demand, the price of the product start to go up because as a company starts losing money, and let's just talk about Fanatics just for a quick second. They have a number of businesses. They have lids. They have their apparel business. They have their gambling business. They have their sports card business, right? All 4 of those. And they may be dabbling in some other areas. But they have those 4 as their main 4 that they rely on for their revenues to come in. And I can tell you for sure that the gambling business is losing money. The apparel business is flat, and the hobby products are flat. All right, and lids isn't making a lot of money. I mean, tell me how many people you know out there. Anybody listening to this, tell me how many people you know that goes into lids on a regular basis to buy anything. A hat, a pack of cards, a box of cards, whatever. How often do you go to lids? I don't go to lids at all. I know you don't. And I'm sure a lot of other people don't either. I mean, and in this economy, just so everybody knows, right? We were watching MSNBC this morning, and Andrew Ross Sorkin was on there, and he was saying that the American consumers, over the last, what was it, the last quarter or something like that, something I can't remember exactly what I'm paraphrasing here, but they spent $1.75 trillion more than they brought in. Okay, the U.S. household personal debt is at $17 trillion. $17 trillion. All right. So let that roll around. Let that roll around in the craw there for a little bit, right? And understand that from a fanatic standpoint, they're playing with real fire here, right? When you shift your focus away from the hobbies of the hobby individuals that keep your business alive, your hobby base, your guys that buy, occasional hobby boxes, or they buy maybe a jumbo box once in a while, and they buy hanger boxes, or they buy blaster boxes, or whatever, fat packs. They're 95, I would say they're probably 85 to 90% of the total business that Fanatics pulls in. The other 10% are the breakers. And the breakers are forced to buy this product at elevated prices. Initial price, like let's say, for instance, when Jumbo Update came out for Tops, it was like, I think they had it at, I want to say $200 a jumbo box, and then in the secondary market it went to $300. So you've got breakers out there that are forced to buy, or not forced to buy, product that is already elevated in price, and then they have to turn that around and hope they can get people to show up at their breaks and be able to recoup that value, which I'm sorry to say is going away pretty quickly. All right, this is a house of cards right here. This is a Ponzi scheme, and it's getting ready. In my opinion, we're seeing all the signs, all the red flags, that the hobby is in real trouble here. I think Fanatics is in real trouble. I mean, when you see the CEO out there, Ruben, wanting to try to sell, I can't remember how many millions of shares of his company. What does that say? It's, he's trying to get out from under, right? I mean, it's the signs are obvious, and we just have to look at them to understand. Now, with regard to the breakers, right? If we really want to make a difference in the hobby as collectors, as buyers of this products, of the new products, of the modern products, we need to bond together as a group, as a large group, and not be willing to pay for something that is not worth the price of admission. And in my opinion, the only way we're going to get this hobby under control, and I might add, Fanatics should be doing something here too, before it's too late. As we keep spiraling out of control here, we're losing more and more people out of the hobby. And it really is a shame, because it shouldn't have to be this way. But when you've got shysters and grifters and money grabs going on from all of these, I mean, leaving people high and dry. I mean, we've all seen them. And there's a lot of these long-time breakers that are just getting out. Why are they getting out? Well, the obvious reason is there. The price is too high. The return on investment is too low. And if you cannot make any money, why are you doing it? There is no good reason to do it. So we need to really put our foot down here. We need to make a statement. We need to, let Tops know, if they don't already know already, that, things are out of control here and they're going to crash. And one thing I would add to this is that when you have a monopoly, when you have a Amazon, when you have, and we've seen them all in the past, AT&T, companies like that, they broke all those companies up for a reason. Why did they do that? Why did they break these companies up? Because you want competition in the market. End of story. The more competition you have in the hobby,
Yep.
the better the pricing is going to be for the products. And most importantly, the better the products is going to be, right? There's, when you're talking about, um, ingenuity, the thought process, creativity, and all that. All of those things go into making a product, such as, the 71 set, for instance. The ideas, the design process, they all come into play here. And if you only have one company that's making cards, as opposed to, let's say, 2001 or 2002, where there was Fleer, there was Donruss, there was Upper Deck, and others, Leaf. A lot of their products, go back and look at like 2001, 2002, 2004. They were great products. I mean, the autographs, the way that they did their designs on relic cards and things like that. They were just wonderfully thought out, wonderfully engaged, wonderfully exercised, and it really made a difference. It really made people want to collect cards, right? And look, I started collecting cards because I enjoyed collecting. And when you can buy, back when I was buying cards and at 10, 15, 20 cents a pack, anybody could buy them. You didn't have to be a millionaire. You didn't have to be
Right.
someone who was well off. And I think the message has become lost with Tops, that you need to understand, they need to understand that, look, if you want to be around for another 10 years or whatever, or 20 years or longer, then you need to rethink the way you do business. Because if you don't, then there's going to be more people like me. And just for the sake of, just for transparency reasons, I haven't bought one box of Update. I haven't bought one box of Series 2. The only thing I bought that I want to open up on the channel here was some Series 1 Fanatics boxes. And a couple hangers that were 14 bucks. I think I got 4 or 5 hangers that I bought that I want to open up and give away here. And that's the other thing. Topps really doesn't give away anything. They don't do anything for the regular hobby, right? I mean, here we are saying, listen, we're giving everything away here. Just leave a comment. Tell us what you think about the product. Tell us what you like about the product. Tell us what you hate about the product. Tell us what your favorite product is. Those types of things. We're not trying to fool anybody here. We're trying to save the hobby. We're not trying to destroy it. And Fanatics is on the other side of things, and they're trying to destroy the hobby. And guess what? When you get to that point, nobody wins, right? We lose as collectors. Fanatics loses as a company. The breakers are gone, right? Because they don't have the ability. They're relying on people to show up at their breaks. And once that drops off, and we're already seeing that, I mean, because look, people are at their limit. I mean, show me a guy out there or a girl who can go out and buy 5 jumbo boxes at $300 a piece. I don't do it. I couldn't do it. I don't want to do it. Oh, I could do it, but I don't want to do it. Why? Because the value isn't there. You could put 8 hits in those boxes, and it still wouldn't be the value unless you get maybe an Otani or a Trout or somebody like that. Short of that, you can give me all the rookies you want, but that's not
It's not where the value is.
Well, it's not necessarily where the value is.
It could be, depends on how their career goes.
Right. And for all these people that, you know, and I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. People jump on rookies for all the wrong reasons, right? Instead of taking a long look at each new player that comes in the league, the Ellie De La Cruzes, right, and guys like that, all these rookies that have come along, the Adley Rushmans of the world, the Gunnar Hendersons of the world, they're great players, they are. But as anybody knows, just take a look at vintage, right? Go all the way back in the 60s and the 70s and the 50s. Where is the value? It's the values of players who have longevity and who have played for many years at a high level and have produced at a high level. If you're a guy, you know, I mean, it's all speculation here, right? If you're a guy that is just going around buying rookies on speculation, then you're taking a real chance here because, first of all, you've got at a base level in Series 1, like 2023, for instance, you had a million copies out there. In Update, 600,000. So no matter how many rookies you get, you're still talking about 600,000 copies of the base. And sure, the shorter print copies like the golds, the Father's Day, the Mother's Day, the camos, and all that type of stuff. Yes, they're much shorter printed, the white borders and so on, black borders. Those cards are much less printed, but is the value really there? And how long does it last? And last but not least, a lot of this depends on where the economy goes. And I got to tell you,
You're in trouble.
we're in trouble. We're in real trouble. We've already been in trouble for a while. Now the economy is rolling along. We're creating jobs, but and wages are slowly catching up to inflation, which is around 3%, slightly under 3%. But the problem here is that most people are already in debt up to their eyeballs. And from a consumer confidence standpoint, now we're trying to wedge two pieces of paper into each other here. You've got on one side, you've got the consumers, right, and where they are, and on the other side, you've got fanatics and where they are. If the consumer confidence keeps falling, and the average consumer doesn't have any discretionary income, then they are unable to buy anything. What's the first thing to go when the discretionary income goes away?
Hobbies.
You don't go to the movies. You don't go out to eat. You don't buy baseball cards or football cards or basketball cards or hockey cards. You don't buy any of those things. Why? Because you have to have a roof over your head. You have to have food in your belly. You have to have a car to drive to work, right? All of those things. You have to pay your insurance. You have to pay your taxes and so on. There are a number of things, your cell phone bills, your cable bills. You can go on and on and on and on. I mean, so this is a problem here, and it's not going to get better. So as a hobby, as a large conglomerate of the hobby, which the average Joe is, as I just stated before, I'd say about 80%, 85%. We need to band together, spread the word, do all the little things. Don't get caught in the hype. Let's get off that hype train, right? Get off the hype train because it's not worth it. You're not going to make a lot of money on it. You need to let things fall. You need to see where the cards are going to lay in the end, right? When the dust settles, where are we going to be here? And I would be willing to bet good money that in the end, what we're going to see is a market that falls off dramatically. The vintage will hold up because it always has been, right? And it might fall off a little bit, but Mickey Mantles, Roger Maris's, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron's, Johnny Bench's, Nolan Ryan's, all of the Hall of Famers, all of the great Hall of Famers won't go down much in value. And because of that, a lot of this modern stuff is going to be, for better or worse, pretty worthless. I mean, there will be exceptions to the norm, right? There'll be your star rookies like Otani, guys like that have made their name in the league that a Mookie Betts.
Our little girl is whining.
Yeah, you go up
I
see
have
her.
to go up and check on her.
There are all
Not
of those.
a human little girl.
Right. There are all of those little things
What's wrong with her?
that will, in the end, play into this. So, unfortunately, there's a lot of downward spiral here, and it's like I said, and until we decide or get forced to sit on the sidelines, then a lot of things are going to, have to just play out. So, in closing, and I think we covered this pretty well. Save your money. Save your money with Chrome. Save your money with Update. Save your money with unlicensed products. Don't go out and buy these. They're not worth your time. They're not worth your effort. The return on investment is going to be low, and you probably will lose 3/4, if not more, of your investment. No matter how many Wembies you pull out in Topps Chrome basketball, there aren't going to be. I mean, there's already a ton of them out there. How much can they possibly be worth? If there's thousands of them out there, right? How much can they be worth? And it's the same for any of these other autographs, right? Autographs are probably the best return on value, I would say. Numbered cards, depending on, 1 of 10, 1 of 20, 1 of 15, and so on. But when you're talking about higher end products, the return on value just isn't there. Dynasty, any of those other products, luminaries, museum collection, and so on. It's going to be a disaster. And I think people should focus on having fun in the hobby. I think fanatics should also, raise up a white flag and start throwing the collectors a few bones here. I mean, I think they can go out of their way to, to get more people involved in the hobby, because right now, I'm sorry to say that at a lot of the shows that I'm hearing about, there aren't a lot of people there, and the ones that are there are going up to these tables, and everybody's so overpriced that no one's buying anything. So nobody wins. The dealers don't win, the collectors don't win, the let's say the buildings, the locations that are holding these shows, they don't win. Nobody wins here. All right. And I think that that's becoming the norm now. I hear more and more people talking about it. I hear more and more people complaining about it. I hear more and more people, yeah. Uh, excuse me, and more people talking about it. So with that, I'm just going to wrap it up now, but I just wanted to get those points across, and with that, we're going to move on now to end our middle segment here of what's on the docket, and we're going to get into the last 4 hanger boxes. So here we go. Let's see what we can pull out of here.
Your little girl needed to go to the bathroom.
Okay. So the odds in here, I took a quick look, were for a relic, it's 1 in 26, which you can see like right here, 1 in 26. Yeah, it's not that great, but and then for the autographs, they're I believe 1 in 69. Let me see here real quick. No, 1 in 93. So we got a decent shot here to get one. So I haven't opened these up before. Let's try it this way. Here we go. Okay, so they're just packs. They're not like some of the more recent stuff. All right, so we got 3 packs here. So we'll have 12 packs total, and then we'll call it a night. So let's see what we're going to find.
And just a reminder, I missed a little bit there as I had to take our dog out. But just as a reminder, if you leave a comment, we'll throw you in to the random generator and see who gets to get these cards for free, as Jim said earlier. We're just giving it away. There's Mookie again.
Yeah, Mookie. Oh, we're seeing this one. Gregorius, Hill, Rookie performers: Brendan McKay, Pete Fairbanks, Hampson, Green, Taylor. Put those over there. Yeah, I mean, we're we're giving them all away. I don't want to become a broken record, but if you go back and look at some of our earlier videos, all the information's there. It's not hard. Just leave a comment. Anything, I mean, so you want to leave a comment. You like the video. You hated it. Whatever. You agree with what we're talking about. You don't agree. You don't agree. That's fine.
You're a
too.
Yankees fan. You want to spout off? Go ahead.
I mean, it's not like I mean, we're not. We don't mind. I mean.
Nope. We're trying to do our small little part to help the hobby, and give some cards away.
Yep. Zobrist, Scope, Alvarez, Dozier, Sessa. We've seen these. Seen that pack before. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, leave a comment, and then what I was gonna do is just put them all in the randomizer.org, and then pull out a name. Usually it's like something like this where there's enough for like we usually split the hits up, and we always split the hits up, and then we just take some of the numbered cards or whatever that we find, and break them up into 3 or 4 or 5 boxes, throw an extra pack or 2 of cards in there, and send them out. Pagan, Hernandez, Homer Bailey, Jalen Davis, Lucas Sims, Kierboom, Tanoco, Quinn, Steckenrider. We've already seen those. All right, nothing in that one. Let's try the second one here. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we're gonna get here. Like to get at least another
One or two.
at least one more hit. A relic would be good, or even an autograph. I mean, we've got number 4, so I'm not going to rule it out. All right, here we go. Number 2. Get it open. Man. Holy cow, these are
I
hard.
should have brought down some scissors.
I know. Bear with me, guys. I'm working on it. Wow.
He forgot to eat his Wheaties this morning.
There must be something good in here.
Yeah, they don't want you to get into it. Seriously.
Getting there.
Wow.
It's starting to open a little bit.
Good Lord.
Good Lord.
There's got to be something really good in this one, folks.
I can't even open this. I can't believe it.
There
we
we
go.
go.
Holy cow. Wow.
Told him he should have had his Wheaties this morning.
All right. Hey, I don't think we've seen this pack. Joey Wendell. Tyler Mealy, yeah. Davinsky, Davis. Haven't seen that one, though.
Oh, I like that
Chris
one.
Bryant, now and then. Fairbanks. Doesn't look like anything good in here. Anything.
I like the water dowsing, though. That's good.
Yeah. Anything low numbered. That one opened up a little better. So yeah, we also have an eBay store too, and we have a ton of vintage and modern in there. A little over 2,000 items. So take a look around there. There's a link below in our page. Harrison, Wong, Mayfield, Pomerantz, Yamaguchi, Gonzalez, Garneau, Grossman, and Malone. All right, last pack of this. Yeah, that one opened up nice. Wow, it's the best one yet. Jimmy Nelson, right on top. Brad Wick, Candelario, Rendon, Daniel Ponce de Leon, Brian Dozier, Sessa, Pruitt, Austin Allen. Yeah, and we got the short prints in here too. I don't think we should waste too much time on those though. I mean, they should have talked about those earlier, but I mean, they're about 1 in 3 packs, I think, something like that. 1 in 4 packs. They're not really a very low numbered. They're lower numbered than than the base set. But number 3, here we go. Let's see what we can pull out of here. See if we're gonna get a little surprise anywhere along the lines here. Okay, first pack. Jack Mayfield, Ronnie Rodriguez, Iglesias, Tsuku, Bo Bichette, rookie performers, Franklin Barreto, Steven Sissick, Jalen Beeks, and Hernandez.
Not much yet.
Not much yet. We're hoping, though. We're keeping the hope alive. Hope springs eternal.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next pack. Austin Voth starts us off, along with Jason Castro, Matt Joyce. Here comes Matt Weisler. And award winners. Alvarez, Yasiel Puig, Patrick Wisdom, Danny Mendick, and Austin Dean. One more here, and then we got one more box. Boy, I was hoping for a little bit more action than this so far.
Well,
So far, we're getting shanghaied.
we're gonna end it on a high note.
Let's hope so.
Well, remember in our, in our hobby box,
We did get 2 hits in
we
there.
did get 2 hits there.
It was a bonus hit. All right. Last pack of the third hanger. Price, Strasburg, O'Grady, Duffy, Pomerantz, Tyler Duffy again. Danny Duffy, Tyler Duffy. Tom Eshelman, Jose Martinez, and Jeff Mathis. All right, last one. Folks, we want to thank you for stopping by, checking us out. We appreciate you, hanging in there with us. I mean, most of our videos run about an hour or so, hour and 20 minutes, and that's because we have a conversation period here, which we think is important, covers different topics, and we want to get the word out to people, that's on the appreciation of the hobby itself and different players, so different topics and stories going on in the baseball world, so in other areas. So yeah, it's not 20 minutes, but we like to think it's worth your time. All right, first pack. Pedro Strop, Ryan Cordell, Kipnis, Strom. There's Yonan again. Frazier, Castro, Miley, Garcia. Nothing in the first one. Going for number 2. Come on. There we go. There. A little better. Okay. Joey Wendell again. Right on top. Same pack. Davinsky, Davis, Brayu. Well, that's a little bit different. Donaldson, Lopes, Garrett Cole, Brock Holt. All right.
Hey, just for last, right here.
All right. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Harrison, Josh Harrison, Juan, Mayfield, Rodriguez. Puppy Power, Torres and Judge. Cespedes, Hudson, Fegley, and Barreto. Well, just to give you a quick recap here. Here's our hits. Anthony Rendon, greatest moments of the game. Swanson, Danger Swanson with the Clubhouse Collectibles jersey there. Luis Robert, rookie, only got one of him. Cody Bellinger, another game used memorabilia, and Garrett Hampson, it's a white border. So there you have it, folks. We appreciate you stopping by. Please leave a comment, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We really appreciate it. And with that, we shall see you later. So long.
Au revoir.